because we're being served up poisonous water to further. It's all part of a slow kill mechanism.
Well, why do the humans that are running, are they just the ones who do have some power, are they completely ignorant because they don't want to live in an environment that's poisoning and hurting each other, or are they controlled? And what would be the benefit overall? I'm still trying to figure, because all the facts and evidence that you're talking about, I see it too, but I'm grappling with what is the why, the big picture why.
Well, there's too many useless eaters. I attended a conference here in Northern California at a winery a few years ago, and Ted Turner was talking. And there is the planned goal of reducing the population dramatically. In fact, I have an interview up. It's called 5G, The Decline of Humanity. And we are actually going over an intel site called Deagle.com intel site. And I'm on a show with Dr. Deagle, not the same Deagle spelled the same way as the intel site. But Sarah, this intel site has an interactive map, and the planned goals, their goals don't always come to pass, but the planned goals of reduction of the populations, and you can type in the United States and find out by the year 2025, they want 83% of us gone, dead. And the same thing you can type in for the UK, as I recall, I think that was around 73%. Australia is about 50%. You can find out what the planned rate of extinction is. And it is planned by those psychopaths that control all the wealth, and that are drunk on human blood, ritualistic satanic bloodletting, and human sacrifice, and consumption of human flesh and meat. And this is Luciferic, and it is as evil. In fact, one of the quotes that I like to quote, and I don't like to quote it actually, but I'll just quote it now because it's so timely for this conversation that we're having. But it was by the former CIA director, actually FBI director J. Edgar Hoover, and this was back in 1956. And he said the individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. The American mind simply has not come to a realization of the evil which has been introduced into our midst. It rejects even the assumption that human creatures could espouse a philosophy which must ultimately destroy all that is good and decent. Destroy all that is good and decent. And we were warned by JFK. I mean, he had some profound speeches. And I think at the time, no one really understood when he said we're opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy. I don't think people understood. I know I didn't at the time. I heard this. I didn't understand what he was talking about when he said opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion. I see the infiltration now. And I think many people that are listening right now are seeing it's a silent weapons system of invasion. And he went on to tell us on subversion instead of elections, and on intimidation instead of free choice, and on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. Again, all part of the silent weapons assault. He said it's been a system that has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Now, Sarah, I did not know what all, tell you what I've learned and what I've come to understand, and I can't think for them. They're psychopaths.
Sure. Yeah.
They enjoy murder. They expand their power and energy by consuming live people, killing them. This is part of their sick reality. I can't think as sick. I can't. What I'm talking about right now to you is so sick. So why aren't they just killing us? They certainly could.
It's like a
They're
serial
trying
killer.
it for plausible. It's exactly right. It's for plausible.
And it's just enjoyable.
Yes.
Making things last kind of thing.
Yes, and it's plausible deniability, and they're hitting different parts of the world with different salts at different times. That's what we're seeing.
Mä en oikeastaan tiedä siihen vissiin laittaa sen enempää. Lauantaita mennään on 2. toukokuuta 2020. Antaa sanoa näin. Ne muutama lause siinä oli ja sana ja asia. Josko se nyt riittäisi tällä erää omasta osuudesta. Kaikenlaisia valheita se saatana levittelee. Ja sitten kun niihin mennään uskomaan, niin monenlaista se voi aikaan saada. Niin yksilön tasolla tragediaa kuin sit suuremmalla skaalalla strategiaakin. Joo, monet.